Oh my. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining online. Thank you, Facebook Live, everybody. I can't believe it's been 19 years. 19. You guys, when you count each single year, 19 is a long time. It seems like only a short time ago when I walked into the original studio in 2003. It was empty and cold and yet filled with the spirit of what would come. I really didn't know that this would be the place initially, walking out concerned, realizing that it needed so much work despite its fantastic location and limitless parking. For those of you who don't know, it's the one that was way on the end, the small studio. My eyes caught the eye of that lone redwood tree that stands at the end of the building. Do you guys know that lone redwood tree? And you know, for a moment, right then and there, all the obstacles washed away, and I just knew that right here, and what I mean here, I mean this whole facility, is where we would grow, get strong, and wise. 3 years in, we were bursting at the seams with so many cramming into the 900 square foot yoga room. This one's about 1,400, so that gives you an idea. 900 square feet fitting like 60 people in there. It took another 6 years to finally move next door, surprising new members with 7,000 square foot palace. It took everything out of us and more to make it happen, but by the grace of God, we got to enjoy that home for about 8 years, meeting more people, creating a bigger family with a yoga practice as our connecting foundation. With the idea and support by our landlords, we were offered a brand new state-of-the-art studio to design and build, taking us into another decade of Bikram yoga. And we had so much fun in 2019 with lots of amazing meetings to craft in the best possible way what we do in all aspects, from the needs of the yoga room to the areas around the studio, to enhance conversation, connection, and contemplation. And you guys, it's the home we have right now, right? It's beautiful to the eye and to the heart. Is it not? Yeah. Beautiful? Yeah. Thanks especially to Matt Newman for devoting more than he ever admit to the issuance of what we wanted and what was delivered. His liaison work between us and the builders really ensured we got the best. He still has hair on his head too. He's good. A little bit, but it's still there. Celebrating our 17-year anniversary in January of 2020 had all the hype and energy to keep us inspired for the year to come, yet it didn't work out as we had expected. Just 2 months in, we had to close our doors on March 16th, 2020, and truly one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, mostly because of the shock, right? We had planned our days and weeks, months ahead for you and to you members, and all of a sudden it just came to a grinding halt. Thinking it would be only a few weeks of closure. I know you're laughing at that, because I would tell Jessica, well, I'm just going to be closed for a couple of weeks, that's all. Was a bit of a soothing balm I used to help me face the real reality. Closed 1 year, March 16th to March 16th, with our 18-year anniversary, January 2021, celebrated online, on Zoom, and at home. As we opened in March, though, I came to realize that opening would be much harder than closing. Why? The mandate to close was harsh, yet it didn't involve the feelings we each had. Opening again, however, did. Each and every one of you is cared for here. So one by one, as you each started to stroll back in, we felt your heart, excited to be back, heavy with concern, lost with next steps, alone and sad to the losses you endured, ready to go, and some of you not so much, but mostly all of you, in bold, right here, grateful. So what does 19 years of BYSJ mean to me? I know it sounds cliche, but grateful. During the pandemic, there was no doubt to any of us on staff here that we wouldn't close, so to speak, but we'd stay open, delivering the yoga to you in ways that seemed rather weird. Even wrong. Like, how can you do this yoga outside? How can you do it at home with no heat? Then opening at limited capacity also challenged us to address safety, efficiency, and creativity to enable you to take yoga here inside the facility confidently. So today, you guys, January 22nd, 2022, we have blossomed into a studio that offers this yoga in those new ways now, optimizing with each kind of delivery in the studio and online. And I couldn't be more proud. Right? Yeah, right, Renzo? But none of this would have been possible if we weren't grateful. Grateful for the one thing we all believe in, this yoga. Through the numerous mandates in our county, through the heightened tension in our nation, through the family-filled stresses that come with COVID-19, through the adaptation of teaching and taking with masks on, through the work it took to connect virtually, through the weekly pivots we've had to make as a management team, and so much more, it's only because 19 years of BYSJ is our pillar of gratitude. Let me explain the story. Clay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors, a member of the Splash Brothers, one of the all-time top scorers in NBA history, and sure to be a Hall of Famer, just recently came back to play after 941 days of no play. Since June of 2019, he's been injured, an ACL tear in his knee, soon after an Achilles tear in his heel, both huge and pretty much career-ending injuries. But not only did he not give up, but here's the highlight. His team and the management did not give up on him. In that world where winning is everything, each player to carry their own weight, it would be so justifiable if they let Clay go or he just quit. I don't know the underpinnings of this story, but I do know that either party would have given in if it weren't for the single principle that both parties could lean on: gratitude. Clay, his loyalty, efforts in bringing his best towards championship winning, and the organization with their 75 years of integrity and commitment. BYSJ community, that is you. Your collective loyalty, continuity year after year, honest efforts to work hard are some of the very ingredients this pillar of gratitude is made from, and the very things that got us through the last 2 years. Each of us now perhaps injured, or in some way may have gone dark in our own 941 days, can, like Clay, turn to BYSJ, heal, grow, contribute, and win again. BYSJ's integrity and commitment to you is because we stay to one thing that works: Bikram yoga. BYSJ has withstood its own adversities over the years where it needed to lean on you, and you were there. You believed. 19 years in, and I'd say we built some good trust in each other. Gratitude is the juice that ensues, like a perfect marriage. So what am I saying? 19 years of BYSJ has become an expression and embodiment of what gratitude is. If you've gone dark for 941 days, so to speak, no problem. Walk in again for the first time and reconnect to that spirit of gratitude in which you, this body of people, has created eternal. Use this force of gratitude and come into the studio to calm an anxious mind and heart and open up again, creating the capacity to heal. If COVID-19 is responsible for stealing your routine, welcome gratitude with new seeds of opportunity, perhaps deadening once and for all sabotaging habits that had you stuck. Use this force of gratitude to make a fresh start, which can mean a free mind or breaking the grip of a stronghold that had the best of you, myself included. These last 2 years maybe injured my psyche, and I say that in quotes, having feelings of loneliness, but only to see it differently with gratitude, restoring an improper balance that I had in myself. So what does 19 years of Bikram Yoga Stand Up Say truly mean? That I'm never too sick, I'm never too old, I'm never too late to do yoga and start from scratch again. That my yoga will maintain my youth, keep my body full of vitality, and immune to diseases even at an old age. You too. I once read that gratitude is the vaccine against selfishness and discontent. Then BYSJ is the antidote to chaotic thoughts that drift us into insecurities, confusion, and depression. And in case you didn't know, it's one of our core values here at BYSJ, written on the walls in the studio and a part of our new website and what we believe. Speaking of the new website, have you guys seen it? Yeah, and let's congratulate Jessica and Monica Victor. I know you're online and getting this website from creation to manifestation. And if you haven't seen it yet, go on it and peruse. And in the coming months, you're going to see, and in the coming years too, you're going to see a lot more of this virtual BYSJ home. But on the website, you'll read that gratitude means awareness and appreciation for all that arises, capital A, L, capital L, capital L. Do your yoga and this thought won't seem daunting, but arise within you that all is well. Melody Beattie beautifully in her gratitude poem states, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Teachers, can you stand up? Matt Newman, Sarah, Etang, Jessica, Cynthia Ware, Yu Chen, I think Mari's around here too. And Renzo, yes. Kelly's in the house. If you got karma yogis, can you stand up too? Jennifer, you stand up too. You gotta make sure Jennifer, Natalia, Angelo, Jose, yes. Who am I missing? Rashida, because I have my glasses on, sorry guys. Claire's in the house, yes. Karma yogis, anybody else? Aisha, Jill, what you doing? Stand up. Stand up, be proud. Senior staff, stand up. Tony, you guys can we just beg a round of applause for all these people? Yes, and I just want to say, it has been such an unusual 2 years that I want you to feel especially acknowledged for working differently to keep our pillar of gratitude strong, keep the integrity of who we are, standing firm for our members these last 2 years. These people exemplify our core values at BYSJ and enable us to weather any adversity, So that's something to be so proud of. And I couldn't ask for a better team than all of you guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So I'm going to tell you the remaining core values, and if you want to know where they are, of course, go on the website, go down the hall and above the community board, you'll read them. Gratitude, I've stated and highlighted that word through the meaning of these last 19 years. Integrity is another core value, meaning complete and undivided whole, consistent in principles and actions. Passion is another one, burning enthusiasm. Compassion, aware and feeling of another's suffering with a desire to help. Community, a feeling of belonging and shared support of each other's well-being. And joy, right? Meaning unconditional delight. So I say that, guys, because it's not just staff, right? It's you. It's us, right? It's us. That juice of gratitude and all these core values are the ingredients to your accomplishments, to self-realizing, which has been the same focus we've had for 19 years in running, and that's not going to change. You know, Aisha, by accident, picked up a 7 instead of a 1. You know where I'm going. 79 years? Why not, right? Why not? And now each year, since 2019, we've highlighted a single individual who represents us as being the ambassador to the meaning of our core values. If you guys remember, a couple of years ago, 2019, Matt Newman received our very first RISE Award. and still rising, Matt, to be honest with you. And last year, you guys, we honored Shirley Pack. Yeah. At home. And it was our virtual anniversary party last year, and I feel compelled to bring her up right now. Can you come on up, Shirley? Yeah, I'm honored her. Come on up, Shirley. So you guys, Shirley is on our senior staff team. You can be right here in front of the 19. She started as a karma yogi, growing in her practice, and interviewed to be our finance manager for BYSJ. Shirley excels at her job, but what makes her stand out is the burning enthusiasm, passion she has for making BYSJ strong enough to stay open during these tough years. Shirley single-handedly, and I know the team can vouch for this, got for us 2 PPPs that without them we might not be here. Yeah. In addition, she tirelessly, and I say that because she would text me at 12 midnight, tirelessly searched and worked hard to find grants, ways to save money, strategize on effective financial business structures with integrity and PR. Yeah, we're not done. Stay there. I know she hates this, but that's all right. Compassion for what we do, core value, and how we do it, and all of the inspiration she holds is so true, you guys. Knowing how much this yoga, this studio means to you. I get the blessing of working with her, and I know what goes on in her mind. She's very logical, but really what pours out is her heart. She will fight to the end to have you guys have the studio open. I can't thank you enough for that. Matt, I can just turn this on. Yeah. Okay. So for you, Shirley, why don't you state what does 19 years of BYSJ mean to you? And by the way, you guys check that plate out, right? Looking good? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you, everybody. So,
it is on. Just hold it first.
Oh yeah, you have to hold it this way.
Before I say what 19 years BYSJ means to you, I want to thank you, my team, that's Sarah, Annette, Jessica, Michael, Tony, Jill, Aisha, and last but not least is our boss lady, the past 2 years we've been working like Zoom meetings every week through the pandemic. So without Michelle, we cannot navigate through this. So thank you, Michelle, for her leadership. BYSJ is 19 years old, and I think I'm younger than that. So I'm not 19 years old, but BYSJ now is part of my life. That's what it is.
Thank you. Sure. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad we had a chance to honor Shirley. Okay, you guys. This year's Rise Award recipient 2021 goes to a member that you all know. He's a front row dude, always one of the first to participate in our events, ready to do the favor before you get a chance to finish saying what you need. A willing model to the photo shoots we need, a confidant, believer in this yoga, healing an injured wrist that first brought him here with his mother-in-law more than 10 years ago. He's always filled with a comment to share about what he learned recently with this yoga. He's a kind encourager to our new students that come in like a deer in the headlight. He's helped BYSJ financially with a no big deal generosity. And just recently reported to him the state of affairs at BYSJ. He shakes his head and says, "Is it good for BYSJ? If so, I'm in." Showing the trust he has in us as management. If you haven't guessed, it's Sundar. You represent all of us, and you just exude. In fact, this is what I wrote, you guys. Thank you you for representing all of us. This past year, embodying gratitude, you embody integrity, you embody compassion, you embody passion, you embody community, joy, 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 with your great big smile that we've come to love about you over the years. No, thank you. Good. So I know CB is online. You there? Your family watching? What does 19 years mean to you, Sando? Oh, no.
I've been here 11 years this March, so I've been finishing 11 going into my 12. I think, and I said this before, I call BYSJ a miracle factory. Because people come here broken and they change their lives. I was just telling Srini in the lobby just now, introduced me to this youth, and I said, I came here broke. I was physically tired, I was mentally depressed. I was on the very bottom of a downward spiral, and I pulled myself up one step at a time because you physically start feeling better, you mentally become better, and basically you go back up to the spiral and it's one positive reinforcement over the other. And that kind of stuff does not happen unless there is a whole group of people who have a similar mindset, or don't look at you as broken, and they take you for what you are, and they bring out the best in you. So I always tell Michele that it takes only 3 miracles for someone to get Saint Code, and she has 3,000. So she is Saint Michele. So I see so many people here who have pulled themselves up from situations that are not worse than mine, and every day walking in here is an amazing experience because every day is different, and it teaches you a lot on how to deal with things outside. And this again, I tell, BYSJ is not this particular studio or the one before or the heating system or all the stuff. It's the people in this room because 30 of us are in the parking lot and dusty lanes with drizzling and you are still doing yoga with masks on and the outside temperature was 37 degrees. So if you can get a bunch of people to come there and do that, that is BYSJ to me. This is all the classes. And now that we have online, I have to go to India to take care of my dad for a couple of weeks. And I was joining Sarah Kelly's class, the 5:30 morning class, and there have been a 7 o'clock evening class. And I didn't have that in all my years of traveling. So I'm really grateful that if I get a chance, I'll show up with the heat for Vietnam and traveling. We have other options.
Great.
I'm grateful for this place every day, every time. And if people watching online, if you haven't come here to try this, do so. You won't be disappointed. The mask and all the stuff will all melt away. Once you look at yourself in the mirror and you see what your reflection is telling you, you'll know what to do. If not, Michele is better than you.